It's the Bad Avenger again, back with some speculation books that you may want to get that are still relatively cheap. Some of them are a little obscure, a little harder to find, but all of them have some importance. And if you search, you can find them. This one, Young Avengers presents Hawkeye. This is number 6 out of the miniseries. Um, this is the first solo appearance of Kate Bishop. She has just recently got her first issue in the new Marvel Now lineup. I'd highly advise you trying to find this book. Truly, it can't do anything but go up in value. Next, Teen Titans number 39. This is the first full appearance of Miss Martian. Number 37 had the cameo appearance, which was only like in one panel of the comic book. It's another book that can't do anything but go up. Now, this book here is a little bit more obscure. This is the Summer of Spider-Man. It was given out free at your local comic book shop a couple years back. And what's so important about this is the first appearance, or really, of the new Captain Marvel. This predates Avenging Spider-Man, where she showed up in. Um, if you can find this book, I advise you to get it. I think price ranges from $10 to $20 if you can find it. My next book. This is not the first appearance of Deathstroke, but this is Deathstroke's first series. He's becoming hotter, and with the impending Batman movie and it's being released that he is the actual main villain, it can't do anything but go up. Very easy to find this book. You can find it in the dollar bins if you look hard enough. Also have, speaking of Captain Marvel, issue number 2 and issue number 1. They're relatively mediocre, not expensive. You can get them from $10 to $20. Especially number 2, you can get number 2 pretty cheap. But I would advise you picking this up with her coming spotlighting in Civil War as a lead character in the new Marvel Universe. Plus, she's coming out in the movies. You can't do anything but go right with this book here. A lot of people have been showing this book lately, this Adam Hughes Batgirl. I'd advise you get it's really cheap. It's a beautiful cover by Adam Hughes, and it's a first issue of Batgirl from the new 52 universe. If you can find a copy of that, pick it up. Even the second print, which is basically in red, that's beautiful also. A hot book alert. Animosity number 1. It's the first printing. It's relatively hard to find. You can go online and get it, but they want some money for it. It's hard to find in the wild. They were low print run, and it came and it went like a thief in the night. It's a very good book, very good read. If you can get it, I would advise you picking it up. This is a signed copy of Alpha Flight number 51. Significance of this book: this is the first actual art that Jim Lee ever did in Marvel for Marvel Comics. If you look at, it's really like a study in how an artist can grow, because this looks nothing like what we know of Jim Lee. You can tell it's basically primitive. It's good art, don't get me wrong, but it's not the Jim Lee that we're accustomed to. If you can find this book, I would advise picking it up. You can get it in dollar bins all day long. Here's another obscure book, but if you can get a hold of it, it's Gotham City Sirens number 1. It's got a Gilliam March cover. It's a beautiful cover. This book is relatively hot. You can get it pretty cheap though. I would advise if you can find it, or even that series run, pick it up. It's worth your while. New Mutants number 26. This is the one with first appearance of Legion, Xavier's son. He's got his own television show. Can't go wrong. Bill Sienkiewicz cover and art inside. Very good. Pick it up. Now, this Spider-Man Deadpool number 8. First appearance of Itsy Bitsy. Relatively new character, but I got a feeling that she's going to be in the Marvel Universe and she's going to be a hot character. She's a combination of Deadpool and Spider-Man. I don't want to go into the storyline, but an operation was performed on this female. She was a patient, and they mixed the DNA of Spider-Man and Deadpool into her to make this new character called Itsy Bitsy. And if you can find this book, I would advise you getting multiple copies. In fact, I would advise you of getting the complete run of Spider-Man Deadpool. This run of this book is like instant gold. Every issue goes up in price. Even the current issue, you can still get for cover price, but the early issues, I mean, you're gonna pay a little bit of money for it. Even the second, third, fourth prints of certain issue numbers are going up in price. This book is just hot, super hot. But the book that I'm most particularly concerned with right now, if you can find it, is this one. Justice League Annual number 2. And the reason for that is for this character here, Vibe, and for this character right here, Gypsy. She is going to be a new character in the Flash series, and her and Vibe are going to have a connection just like they do in the comic books. And she's supposed to be a major character coming into the Flash television series. I would highly advise you getting this book. This book is relatively cheap. It's a little hard to find, but if you can find this book, please get it. Please get it. It can't do anything but go up. And with the character Gypsy, I mean, she's a fun-loving type of character. I don't know how they're going to play her in the Flash TV series, but that's basically all I have to say. If you can get this one, please pick this book up. It's going to get hotter. Right now, I think you can get it basically in the dollar bins. You can get it in the $5 bin. You can get it behind the shelf for like $10. But I mean, get this book. All right, just Bad Avengers, just a quick video. My speculations might not be 100%, but it's just something to think about. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my web shows, my video shows, and I really appreciate it. I got to give kudos to Seeking Near Mint Comics for all he has done. I mean, the man is just top notch. He's introduced a lot of us, I would say, underdog or obscure video makers, and he's just brung everybody together. It's like we're all a community, and I mean, it's just a great thing, especially for an old-time collector like me who's been around and for years. Back in the day when I was young, I used to collect comic books, and you had your friends around, you would trade and talk about books. But the older I got, the more it was just me collecting alone, or talking to somebody in the comic book shop. But say I was raised in the country, and my closest comic book shop was nowhere. I got my books at the local 7-Eleven. Well, it wasn't 7-Eleven then. I would say the little local gas stations or wherever you could find them. And I relatively was doing it alone. And finding this on the internet has been a boon for me. Just to be able to talk to people about comic books, find common ground, to share my collection. I mean, it's not the greatest collection, but it's mine, and I like showing what I have. I got plenty of books to show and plenty of things to talk about. And I'm rambling on, and I'm sorry, but it's just a joy to be able to speak to other people who have a common ground in this medium. And I want to thank everybody once again for subscribing, and keep looking in those short and long boxes. All right, guys, take care. It's Bad Avenger out.